Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture of literature. I am Adrian Fort, and we are here for day 2 of LitMas. I would be remiss to begin day 2 of LitMas without just recapping how wonderful day 1 was. A lot of good stuff on day 1. I think my favorite video was from Mark, from Words Everywhere, because I really enjoyed the comedic value therein. But we are here for... It was a weird thing, though. My comment section for my video took a really strange sexual turn, and I am not sure where that came from, other than inevitably the fact that I was on screen, so there's going to be some element of arousal therein. But what were you guys doing down there? What are you thinking? Where's that stuff come from? I'm chastising you. I'm chastising you. Day 2 is the best writer that I read for the first time last year. And for that, I'm going to have to go with something that may have been a bit too little, a bit too late. Especially when you take a year and dedicate a couple years and dedicate yourself to the craft of writing. Set yourself aside. You basically only talk to people who are doing the same thing as you. Inevitably, you will get recommendations on, if you really like this person, you might like X, Y, and Z. And I really enjoyed Hemingway, and I really enjoyed George Saunders. And time and time again, people would tell me, this Philip Roth guy, you might like him if you like those two. And I just couldn't really understand what that meant, because it seemed so strange a comparison, that my love for George Saunders and my love for Ernest Hemingway were at such odds on the spectrum of what it felt to read and the connection with the literature that I had. So he was always sort of on my radar. And we had picked out on the channel from this little ditty compiled by Joyce Carol Oates, we had picked out Defender of the Faith. And we were planning on reading it and planning on reading it and planning on reading it. And it just happened to be one of those things that got pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. And unfortunately, Philip Roth passed. And then we got around to reading it, and wow, was everyone right or what? So, Defender of the Faith feels a lot like certain scenes in A Movable Feast. That's the only thing I can really compare it to, because they're so funny and dry at the same time. They are doing things that sitcoms or had originally done, putting a character that you come to know in a situation that would be very bad for them, and seeing just how that situation plays out. That is a sitcom, a situational comedy. The comedy derived from the character that you know in a situation that the character does not. And then Seth MacFarlane came around and just sort of ruined everything to do with television and comedy in general, and has been downhill since then. Thank you, Seth MacFarlane. And Seth Rogen. Seths are just bad for comedy. But Philip Roth here is amazingly funny, which is where the sort of George Saunders comparison comes from. But he's also putting people in real situations, and he's using extreme characterization to get things out of them, which is perhaps where the Hemingway comparison comes from, in addition to the fact that the writing is very crisp. And I thought I would just read a little bit from the... So, in this, the Oxford Book of American Short Stories, as compiled and edited by Joyce Carol Oates, she has a little biography for each of the writers herein, and I thought I would maybe read just a snippet to show really how impressive this guy was. Philip Roth's literary awards are too many to list, but include 2 National Book Awards, 3 PEN/Faulkner Awards, the PEN/Nabokov Award, and the PEN/Bellow Award, the Pulitzer Prize, the Gold Medal for Literature from the American Academy of Arts and Letters, and the Man Booker Award for 2010. Perhaps most significantly, in October 2005, Philip Roth was honored in his old Wekiak neighborhood when the mayor of Newark presided over the unveiling of Philip Roth Plaza and a plaque on the house in which the Roths had once lived. And when reading Philip Roth for the first time, I can understand that, yeah, this is a writer that I need to read more of. So that was the best writer that I read for the first time in 2018, and I hope to see you here tomorrow for day 3 of Litmas as we tackle the question, what is the best book you read this year? So that is all I have for this episode, and again, like I say, I hope to see you back, and I hope to see you uploading tomorrow as well.